Menopausal and perimenopausal women, listen up. It's time to take control of your health and comfort, and Winona is here to help. Winona is a telemedicine company for menopause care who believes that your symptoms are real, important, and deserve to be taken seriously. And for many women, this starts with hormone replacement therapy. Winona's HRT is made with plant-based, bioidentical hormones rather than synthetic ones, so it better aligns with your body to offer relief from hot flashes, weight gain, and other uncomfortable symptoms. 80% of women who use Winona find relief within just 90 days. So, what are you waiting for? Get started today. Visit buywinona.com today to start your free visit. With free shipping and the ability to pause or cancel at any time, your path to wellness has zero obligations. Use code SPRING24 at buywinona.com for 25% off your first treatment plan. That's BYWINONA.com for 25% off. Winona. Menopause care made easy. Summer is the season of hot temperatures, outdoor adventures, and refreshing water activities. Summer is also the season of rough on your feet, causing dry, cracked heels and toes. Introducing Babyfoot, the original exfoliation foot peel that contains 16 natural extracts formulated to remove dead skin cells in 3 easy steps. Apply the booties, relax for an hour, then wash your feet. In 14 days, you've got baby smooth skin and your feet have never been softer. Letting dead skin cells build up over time is hazardous to your foot health. Our professional-grade DIY products, like our original exfoliation foot peel, our men's foot peel, or our moisturizing mask, are some of the best foot care products on the market, created with your foot health in mind. Pamper yourself with a spa day from the comfort and convenience of your own home with Babyfoot. If you want a chemical-free, easy-to-use exfoliating process from the company that created the original foot peel, it's time to treat yourself to Babyfoot. Go to babyfoot.com and use the code SUMMERFEET24 and get 20% off your first order with Babyfoot. That's babyfoot.com and use the code SUMMERFEET24.
Hello, and welcome to Too Stupid to Live, a podcast that reviews romance novels $5 and under. I'm your host, Becky Feldman, and I am very excited, or as you would say in Italy, molto eccitato, about today's episode, where my guests and I review That Time in Venice by Delaney Diamond. It is currently $3.99, and it is the 6th book in the Love Unexpected series. And speaking of unexpected, I actually won a signed copy of this book a while back. And listen, the last time that I ever won anything was when, I had the best don't do drugs collage for this contest in 6th grade. And you know what? Now marijuana is legal. So, in the end, I still lost. But anyway, I won a copy of this book from the lovely owners of Love's Sweet Arrow, which is a romance-only bookstore in the Chicago area. You can check them out at lovesweetarrow.com. And speaking of the Chicago area, that is where today's guest is from. So, my guest today is actor and comedian Kristen Studard, who is here to help me review this book. Aside from being a brilliant performer, you can see her stuff at hellokristen.com. Kristen and I, along with some other wonderful ladies, run Dance Dance Party Party in Los Angeles, which is a no boys, no judgment dance party workout. You can visit ddppla.com for more info. And if you're not in the Los Angeles area, but you just want to have a fun dance party, there might be DDPPs in your area. You can check out dancedancepartyparty.com to see if there's one near you. Okay, listen, I am done talking by myself. I am now going to talk with another person who is Kristen. So please enjoy this review of That Time in Venice. Kristen.
Yes.
Bienvenuto.
Oh.
To Too Stupid to Live.
Buongiorno.
Yeah.
Buongiorno, Principessa.
Look, we're off to a good start. Welcome to Too Stupid to Live.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
I am so excited you're here. I love this book. I love you.
Wow.
So I usually ask, have you before this book ever read or skimmed through romance or erotica before?
My experience with romance novels and erotica prior to this was almost exclusively when I was a young, horny tween. And it was mostly like it was like my grandma and my grandpa's books. And God, this is so weird that I'm telling this, but it's like, this is your introduction to me, listeners. Like it was like mostly like my grandpa's like Dick Francis and Michael Crichton books,
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
But then there would be a few like saucy, romancy novels kind of peppered throughout, and I would just flip through them and try to find the sex scenes and then just like read them and be like, I have no point of reference to even imagine what they are talking about, but I think I know what kissing is.
Yeah.
So I get, wow, there's a lot of kissing in this book. And then, God, I never read like the 50 Shades or anything. I didn't read. I read the first Twilight book, which was kind of romancy. But no, I'm not very steeped in the romance novel culture. Although I love the show Jane the Virgin.
Oh yeah,
and she's a romance novelist on that. So
it's like a cool world, even if like people don't read. It's like people like I think with 50 Shades, like it's like brought new light into like this genre, and like people being like, oh, it's okay to.
To like a little smut out there.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I know that I would like the Outlander books. Have you?
I watch the show. I don't read.
Do you like the show?
I love the show.
It just got added to like Netflix or Prime or Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
It's on
the
Netflix.
first 2 seasons.
I just saw literally yesterday that it got added to that, and I was like, I know this is a time travel sex show, and I think I'm going. Oh, I did read kind of a sexy witch book. I read a series of sexy witch books. The Discovery of Witches books. Those books, I guess they're kind of like, they're like sexy books, but they're not like, they don't really get into it. They're just more like hot, but they're not, there's no graphic swollen members or anything like that. So that's probably the closest. And I loved the Discovery of Witches books.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. So I have a lot of comedy friends on the show, and I ask them like, do you think you're romantic? Most of them are like, no. But do you consider yourself romantic?
Yes, I'm definitely romantic.
Yes.
You're like most comedians are not. No, I love love and romance. I don't like things that are corny. I hate it when things are corny.
Same.
I have a very low tolerance in some ways for certain types of sincerity.
Oh, sure.
But a well-placed, thoughtful, you know, gesture, a comment, it goes a long way. And I feel like reciprocal about that. Like I love to, I think I'm somewhat romantic. I'm like skeptically romantic.
Sure. Yeah.
As a single woman in her late 30s, I would say I'm skeptically romantic. I'm cynically romantic.
Yeah, I like that, cynically romantic. Because you think there's like cynical and then there's like romantic, and you can either be one or the other. But like I find myself cynical, but when I see romance, I'm like, oh,
you're like, yeah, it can happen. And I'm like, it's like I'm pragmatically optimistic too. It's the same diff. I'm just like, you know, I think I want to believe that it can happen, because otherwise, what's the point of, what good does it get you to be, you know, unromantic? Where's the fun in that?
Nothing. I mean, unless it's like a mechanism, like a behavior mechanism to shield yourself somehow.
To
I don't
guard
know.
yourself.
Yeah.
Put up the heart guard. That's what we used to call that, my friends and I, whenever we would get into a relationship. It would be like, how close? Like sometimes something would like activate your heart guard, and you'd be like, well, I got to protect my little heart, my little beating heart out here.
Yeah.
Being in love, that's what that is. It's like you're like this raw, you're like an exposed beating heart out in the world, and it's like anything can hurt you. You did it. You like you took your heart out of your chest, you put it in the hands of someone else, and like they could just drop it at any time. Are you romantic?
I think there is a side of me that is. I think I can be a little cynical. I think I've never been in love before. So I think that like I consider myself, because someone literally asked me that last week, and I was like, I don't think I am. But then like after we talked, I was like, I think there are a part of me that does like feel emotions when seeing a gesture of romance. But
yes.
I think there's like so much romance that I have yet to experience, like outside of books.
Well, the difference too, the question here is the adjective versus the noun. Like, are you aromantic or are you romantic? you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'm a romantic, but I think that I can be romantic.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of like creative people are, because like sometimes I equate romantic with like poetic and seeing meaning in things, even though, you know, it could be like not necessarily
it's almost
like love,
we consider someone who's a romantic to be naive.
Yeah.
Like we give it a certain amount of naivete.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was French. I know that this book is set in Italia, but
Oh my God, they're going to be so mad.
I know. Sorry, guys. A quick apology up top. Sorry, I talked about my grandma's sex books and I used the wrong language. That's on me.
All good. So a lot of people read romance as like a nice light escapist thing, you know, to just take a break from our everyday stresses. What is something that you like that kind of like falls into that category?
Currently, right now, I am dedicating my life to Harry Potter Wizards Unite, which
I knew you were going to say that.
I hate to even admit that out loud. That is upsetting to me. That is the dorkiest thing in the entire world. And honestly, hopefully in a few weeks, it won't be true. But right now, currently, that's like, it's like a fun thing. I really do. I like science fiction and fantasy. I think it's really fun. And that's something for me. I also love watching like dance videos. I really like dance videos, RuPaul's Drag Race, like those those types of things. Like those are kind of like nice escapes for me. But yes, currently, if anybody wants my friend code, we'll put it in the show notes. If you friend me, I will accept. I'm trying to get to 20 so I can get some more spell energy. Thank you.
Oh my God, I need no.
People do not know what this is because nobody's playing it. It's like Pokemon Go if it were about Harry Potter.
I don't see why that isn't as popular.
Because not a lot of people know about it. I think that Pokemon Go got the original surge. I didn't even play Pokemon Go. I think I downloaded it for like 2 days because a bunch of people were playing it.
Yeah.
And then the story of that also is my nickname is K-Stud on everything. And that's my handle on all of the stuff. So when I got Pokemon Go, I was like, I should see if I can get K-Stud. And it wasn't there. And then Hello Kristen is my website. So I was like, oh, I'll see if I can get Hello Kristen. I couldn't get it. And I was like, I'm going to see if I can get Hello K-Stud. And I like didn't get it. I was like, I'm going to try one more time. I'm like, I can't believe I waited a while to get Pokemon Go.
Right,
and I was like, I tried one more time. And I was like, oh, it accepted it. And I had done a typo. And my name on Pokemon Go is Helco Kristen, which is very stupid.
I love it.
Some might say too stupid to live.
Oh my God.
Wait, what is the Too Stupid to Live? Why the title Too Stupid to Live?
So basically, it is a criticism that people have of mainly female characters in romance novels. And so I was like, my thinking was, you know what? Every single character in fiction and romance is too stupid to live because they're fictional.
Yeah.
So why not talk about them?
Let's celebrate that.
Let's celebrate it. Yeah.
I mean, our main character in this book, I don't think she's too stupid to live.
No
She's
one
got
is.
some interesting views on the world and what makes a person worthwhile. But
we got to get into this.
Any more opening questions that need to be answered?
Okay. What is your social security number?
It begins with the number 3.
All I need to know.
Yep.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay. So the book that Kristen and I are reviewing today is That Time in Venice by Delaney Diamond. It is currently $3.99, and it is the 6th book in the Love Unexpected series. I'll read a quick synopsis. Okay. The lovely, though commitment-phobic Annika?
I was saying Annika in my head. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, Annika Taylor is busy working at an interior design firm. And when she gets a new client, her heart almost stops. It's Reed Stewart, a charming man who she encountered on a trip to Venice, where they toured the city by day and toured their bodies by night.
Yes. That's like that's exactly what you would think the synopsis of this would be.
Yeah.
They toured the city by day and toured their bodies by night.
Yeah.
Good synopsis, accurate website. Or you did you write that?
I did write it.
You wrote that? Oh my God. I believe that could have been on the back of the book.
Really?
Yes,
oh
for sure.
God. That gives me so much confidence. that I need.
You deserve it. Hey, you know what? And you're going to make partner in our design firm soon.
Yeah, I've been meaning, this is why I'm here. I've been meaning to buy a steak. I don't even know what that is. Okay, do you want to look at the cover real quick?
Yes.
Do you want to like describe the cover for everyone?
Yes.
And maybe give your thoughts on the visual aesthetic.
Now, here's what I want to say.
Yeah.
I read this book on a Kindle, on my phone.
Sure, that's how I read
for
my
the
books.
most time.
Yeah.
For the most part, sometimes I read it on my iPad. I never looked at the cover too closely because I was always looking at it very small.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know that there was like some context clues in the cover as well.
Yeah. I get that.
So the cover has a man with a light beard, I'd say.
Oh yeah,
He's
a 7 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, 7 o'clock shadow.
Yeah.
Very true. And he is like nuzzling a smiling woman. So it's a white man and this woman looks to me to be Latinx. Like
maybe
she seems to be and she is smiling. Her hair is swept over her eyes. She's enjoying it. And then beneath them, it fades into the skyline of Venice, and there's gondolas in the water. And then in the middle, in many different fonts, is the title, That Time in Venice. And above it, the tagline, she has never forgotten Venice, neither has he. And then it says, a love unexpected novel, Delaney Diamond.
beautiful, and it was love unexpected.
I mean, yes. Is that so? Did you know going into this what the Love Unexpected series was about?
Well, the words are love and unexpected, so definitely unexpected love.
Yeah.
Well,
is there a theme to each? Because it's book 6 in the series, and I was like, do I need to read 1 through 5?
Like, of course not. No, but you know how like in the book they talk about her friend Ronnie or her cousin Ronnie who like got married.
Yes.
Like I think that was a previous.
Oh yes,
book.
Ronnie's getting married to the guy. Yes, Ronnie's like the mechanic.
And she marries, I forget his name.
Oh, do you know this is so wild? Because on my way here, I was looking up my things to highlight and stuff. And I was reading, they were like, find out about all of these other couples.
Yeah.
And then as I was scrolling through the different paragraphs, I realized that many of the characters are featured in this book as like side characters. Like I think his brother is one of them.
Oh, I'm
too,
sure.
Like Ronan or something, or not Ronan, it's something with an R.
It was like,
Rowan, no.
It was some, I forget his name. But yes, that's how like a lot of these series are. Like, you know, like most, I don't know, like there are a lot of like series romance novels. Like I assume most books are in series now, even though there's like standalone ones.
Okay, wait. Diego and Ronnie.
Yeah, that's whose wedding we
Ransom.
were at.
Ransom. His brother is Ransom.
That's why I was like, what a name.
Yeah, well, because in the back it says, check out the entire Love Unexpected series and fall in love with Ryan and Shauna, Tomas and Talia, Jay and Brenda. Boring. Yeah. Everybody else has all these fun names. Jay and Brenda, Ransom and Sophie, Diego and Ronnie, Reed and Annika. In the blind date, the wrong man, an unexpected attraction, the right time, one of the guys, and That Time in Venice.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the guys is going to be Ronnie because she's like the kind of like butch mechanic.
Yeah.
Wow. And then Diego comes in and sweeps her off her feet.
Yeah, he makes her.
So they're all kind of, they're all intertwined.
Yes,
and then it does seem to be then the series is, now I'm looking at all the little covers on the back and they do seem to be primarily interracial couples.
Yeah.
Is that like but that's what I mean. Is that the love unexpected? Yeah. Is that what we're supposed to not expect? Like,
no, I think it's like the author, you know, like romance novels, they're very whitewashed. You know, there definitely isn't enough representation. So there has been like a lot of like great authors like putting books out there, like making sure there's like women of color and minorities and like people of different backgrounds to like, it's not just like a cis, straight, white men and women.
Do you ever read any of those? I cannot remember. I'm going to use maybe the wrong term. And, you know, literally I'm apologizing in advance. I heard about it in a radio story because I am a white liberal woman living in Los Angeles and I listen to NPR.
What?
Yeah, I know. I listened to a radio story about a radio reporter who goes into an inner city school and runs a radio program. Shocking. Who am I? I am who you think I am. I drive a hybrid. I am a vegetarian. But there's like a whole series of novels. They're like hood romance novels. One of the students was like obsessed with them, and she started writing them, and then she started co-opting the stories from the novels and then like inserting them into her like audio diaries.
Oh, cool.
And this woman totally got duped and believed that like this girl had a baby and all of this stuff. It was very wild.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll link that in the show notes. I don't know.
Oh, I will. Absolutely. I always thank you for forcing me to do show notes.
I'll find that. LOL. I'm promising big. If none of this happens, do not worry.
Listen, I'm taking that challenge of making show notes.
But have you ever done any novels that were just like primarily written for other cultures?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's gay romance. There's, anything.
There's a lot of subgenres.
There's a lot of subgenres.
And also it's very interesting too, obviously, to think that, to even say the term subgenre, meaning that the average, the baseline is, a white straight couple.
Yeah.
That's its own problem. Guys, I'm aware. Okay. I know. I understand. It's not good.
Yeah, no. And it's important because I think yes, there are so many fabulous books out there that involve people of color and people of different orientations. But they're, I think publishers aren't maybe flocking to those books, even though they're so well done.
Risk, Yeah. Because what's been proven is the thing that already works. And, I get that. Well, I did not know. Because I had not read this. And also on this cover, even this cover, they both just look like kind of a very beautiful golden tan color. And so I did not know that was like a part of the kind of series or whatever. And I just didn't, I've been doing this thing lately where I am I read this series of books recently, a series of fantasy novels. Oh my God. I'm coming off like the biggest dork in the world.
But you're on a show where we're talking about books. Don't worry about it.
I read these books, these Stone Sky books by this woman, N.K. Jessamine, I believe is her name.
That'll be in the show notes.
She's a Black female science fiction author. And she's won the Hugo Award last year for these books, and they're really good, but they feature a lot of the default in the books is Black. And so it was really great and a good way to get my brain into the habit of just every new character immediately default picturing them as not white. And then also there are a lot of queer characters in those books as well. It's a really interesting, cool series of books.
And romance has been doing the same thing. And then also I will say this, reading romance to learn about to just see people's lives in a different, how they see their own lives. How am I saying this? Through a genre that I love is more enlightening than anything, because you can enjoy something and then learn something too, which is so nice.
Well, and I think it's interesting, to see a queer person's life from a queer person's perspective, person of color's perspective, et cetera. I think that's really cool and interesting. So reading this book, going into it, did not know that this was going, that there was going to be any racial dynamic to it. It hadn't occurred to me, but I was already just in the beginning, I was like, well, they're in Atlanta. And I was like, I'm just going to imagine all of these people, not white. That was a thing that I was just a mental experiment I was doing, just been trying to do it lately in books. Especially if they don't describe somebody right away, I'm just I'll try to default imagine them a different way. And then when I got to the part right at the end of the third chapter when she meets his daughter, and it's just his daughter was mixed race. That's the words that they used on the page. And I was why is this a big deal? I do not understand this. This is the bombshell cliffhanger of this chapter. And then it was because I had not realized, I just hadn't picked up that Reed was white and Annika was Black. And that just,
it's totally okay.
Well, and then I was is this going to be about how then this white lady raises a mixed race child? What is going to be the thing? I had not tuned in a way that was maybe necessary.
No, but now, like, it's like, but that's so, what's like great about it is that, like, it's like changing our minds and how, like, we will approach other books now. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And it's like, it's good. It's good.
That Time in Venice.
That Time in Venice. Did you come up with a tagline?
Oh, crap. Let me try and remember what mine was.
If not, do you want me to say mine
Yeah,
first?
I want you to say yours.
I just want to say that I'm the most proud of this.
Oh, great.
They're taking a gondola to Gondo Love.
I literally was just like off the top of my head. Like I couldn't remember the one I came up with earlier. And I literally thought sometimes the love boat is a gondola.
That one is so good. That's so good.
Or I had one about a baby and I can't remember what it was though. I think it was like always be my baby ? Something like that. But that might be a little too on the nose because if you're going to just look at the book, you don't want to know.
Well,
sometimes the love boat is a gondola.
That is so great.
Gonda love. I love it.
Oh, good. I'm glad you didn't roll your eyes.
Maybe that's a good like pull quote. That's like a good somebody's press tweet or from it. It's like you're gonna Gonda love it. I Gonda loved this book.
I mean, I think you should use it like just you are allowed to use it in any sort of like if you go and get like to a restaurant.
Have you ever been to Venice?
I haven't. You have.
I have. Yeah, I went last summer or 2 summers ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with my mom and my sister.
Okay,
how romantic.
So same as
pretty
Annika.
much. Pretty much me, Annika, and Reed. We had nights of passion. No, but it was interesting because I could really like imagine all of the places that they were.
Oh, that's so cool.
And Venice is like truly, I mean, it is a very romantic city and it is so beautiful.
I hear
and they like
wonderful
went to Murano and to the glass blowing factory and all that stuff. Like they did things that I did.
Oh, that's good. Because sometimes when I read books that take place in Los Angeles, when it's like so clear the writer is not from Los Angeles, I get like very like, you would not take the 105 at this time of day, you know? Like,
oh
just,
my
like,
gosh.
Very, so I'm glad it was like, it rang true to being a tourist in Venice.
I think that Delaney Diamond has been to.
I believe so.
Been to Venice.
Yeah.
I
obviously.
hope that she's getting that coin, you know?
Oh, yeah, she should be. I mean, she's such a great author name.
Delaney Diamond.
So
Do you
good.
think that she's a real person? Do you think that's a pen name for many authors?
Oh, I think she's a real person. I think that that's not her name.
Yeah, I don't
Obviously
think
not
that's her name.
though. Yeah.
I wonder.
I wouldn't be surprised if she has multiple names, like has different pen names.
Whoa. So her series is
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
in the back of the book are the Love Unexpected series, which we are in, the Johnson Family series.
Yep.
The Latin Men series.
I saw that.
The Hawthorne Family series. The Baylor series. And then in parentheses next to it, it says sweet/clean romance.
Yeah, that means no sex. No sex.
What? This is just probably like kissing, then fade to a ceiling fan. And then she has some standalones.
Yeah, I mean, I need to read a clean romance. I just find them so boring.
Yeah. Well, this one was pretty clean. They didn't really.
It was so clean. There was like not enough sex in it.
Yeah,
for me. That's
there
one
was
of my
not enough
criticisms.
sex in this book.
Yeah.
And I mean, I am here for all of this condom usage and everything. But like, to me, I mean, do we talk about
We
like
can talk about whatever. Like,
Okay.
don't worry, it's spoilers.
There's not like, okay,
yeah.
there's not like a format. Like I don't need to go chapter by chapter, but well, like the big thing about her, like Annika's big secret, her big shame is that she's barren.
She's infertile.
And she had to get her ovaries removed because she had some painful cysts and she had to get them removed. And now she cannot birth children.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. I guess it's a really big deal for some people, according to this book.
Yeah.
But like to me, I'm like the real big, huge bonus of that is then like if you can't get pregnant, then you can't get pregnant, you know?
Yeah.
So she's out here using these condoms. She's out here having, you know, and all to like what, keep up the facade, you know?
Well, you don't know. Listen,
No,
I
I
can't
know.
tell you how
mean,
HPV is
some
STD. There are HPV. They're just swimming around.
Well,
in
HPV,
this room right now.
Everybody has that.
I know.
There's 30 different types of HPV.
There's 90 different types,
and everyone has one of them.
Oh, sure.
But
I have 75 right now.
I've got 75% of them. But like, you know, I mean, I get it. I guess I just am like, you know, if you guys are going to have a talk, you have your primary partner discussion, you both get tested, then it's like, cool.
Yeah.
That's like that's the only bonus of this in some ways.
True.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, I totally hear you. My one thing about that is like, you know, I think it's great. Like, here's a story where, again, you're featuring a character that you don't usually see in romance novels, a woman who does have like reproductive health issues.
Yes.
But it was so like melodramatic.
Well, and like
which
that
I didn't
was
like.
her biggest like shame.
Yeah. And that's the thing is that like, and I completely understand feeling shame, and I've had experienced feeling shame. But the way where she was just like, I'm so broken and you're going to hate me.
Well, and the fact that like her 22-year-old, her first boyfriend when she's like 21 broke up with her because she's broken and can't have children. That felt like a little bit of a reach. That felt like a reach to me.
It was, yeah, because like just knowing 22-year-old men.
But then I wonder if this is... like, I think because I'm in entertainment, nobody wants to grow up, and nobody wants nobody in their 20s is thinking about a family.
No,
but then and I think about people who got married in their 20s or whatever, maybe that is more of, I just cannot imagine a 21-year-old guy being like, you're broken, get out of my life, Annika.
Yeah, it was there was like something about it that there was like a disbelief in it for me, which in other romance novels, like I get it. It's a fantasy. Like none of these things are true the way people act, you know. But for this, because like infertility is such an issue, like I wanted it treated in a grounded way, and it wasn't. And I'm like...
She was like, this is my secret. This is my burden to bear. I'm barren. It was, that was hard for me to get down with.
Yeah. Just the way it was like, you know how like when people there's that criticism of like, if you go to a little girl and you're like, you can be anything, and you tell her that you can be anything, but that kind of makes it seem like, oh, does that mean that there's people who think I can't be anything?
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing where she's like, you're not broken. And then it's kind of giving this message of, but some people are going to say that not having ovaries makes you broken. And like that to me was like, oh my God, like I don't, this makes me so like sad, you know?
Well, and I guess I just feel like we're in a, when was this book written? 20.
I think it might be new
2017.
Okay, newish.
So very new.
Yeah. Post-Trump.
Post-Trump. We don't address that at all. Of
course not. Come on, that is a fantasy. Yeah, let's be real.
That's a fantasy that this, Georgia.
Trump does not exist in any of these books. Thank God.
And like this book was written in 2017, and the fact that like an empowered woman who is rising in her career and stuff cannot have an honest conversation about her, like the state of her uterus is just like crazy to me. I'm like, that does not, that's like the negative part of the fantasy. Like, I guess that's also reads into the fantasy. Cause like also the fantasy of like, he's just obsessed with her and he's never forgotten her.
Yeah. But like, there's a part of me that's like, my fantasy would be, I bring it up in a nuanced way, which is, I have this thing, you know me, I'll be like, it's not that bad though. Whatever. But like, I'll try to like apologize for it, or like not be like standing at the door being like, I'm broken, you'll never see me again, and then him still being like, oh, I love you either way. Like that to me is like that's what I wanted to read out of it.
Yes.
Which I didn't get. I still loved the book, but
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I will say there was not nearly enough sex.
Yeah.
Like there were probably
agreed.
3 sex scenes in here total.
Yeah.
If that, 3.
Yeah. And here's what, I hope I'm not cutting you off. But,
no.
You have a scene where he fingers her in public.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is amazing. And it's just going to go uphill from here. We're going to see like some naughty stuff. Well, not nasty. Just really fun, erotic,
they're
good
gonna
times.
be getting out there having a good time.
But then it gets
They just have sex in a bunch of beds.
Yeah, they do crazy things. They talk dirty. They like do other whatever, boundary breaking sex. Then it just gets so tame. And I'm like,
first thing that happens is he fingers her in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I gotta go. And then she goes and has a conversation with her cousin about she's just like, her cousin was like, how many men are you sleeping with? I felt some slut shaming in this book a bit. Like felt a little bit like, it just felt like, really some praise for chastity in this book.
Sure.
It felt a little like, she's like, I'm not a whore. I've only had sex with just these 2 men.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, again, this was written in 2017. Like, you can, it's okay.
It's so interesting because, like, so many people, like, read these books, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of them, by, like, just predicting this, there are probably people who maybe aren't as, as open.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there are many people who do not have a lot of sexual partners, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. But I guess to me, I just feel like there was a bit of like an air of judgment in that part.
Yeah.
Like you can have as few or as many partners as you want. Yeah. I don't care.
Sure,
But like I think that I don't love the idea of her being like, just like the chastity fetishizing I don't dig that really.
Of course. And it's like shows up a lot. And then like whenever I read a book where it's like, yeah, she like fucked a guy in a taxi cab. Like I read that one time and I'm like, and it was just this backstory. And I'm like, I love this book. Yeah. She just had like a mistake drunken hookup. And I'm just like, that's very real.
Yes. Good. I think that's like, well, and like, that's the other thing is like, so they like, he like fingers her on the car, and then literally they just have the most vanilla sex for the rest of the entire book. It is just,
I was so disappointed in that.
Yeah,
and it's not that the vanilla sex wasn't well written. I will give you that.
It was fun, and
like I'm like, when is something crazy? Not crazy. All sex is beautiful.
I will say that the build up to the time that they were having sex in Venice. Mm-hmm. I think that part was really good. I thought that was like really hot. Yeah. That was very hot when like they were like outside of the hotel room and like,
and he's like, you have to, I have that highlighted.
Oh, yeah. Great. Read it.
Should I read it?
Yeah.
It's probably one of these pages. Okay. Just indulging. Okay, so this is the part. This is the part.
Yeah, that part is like, that was like the hottest part to me was them right outside where, and also because it's told from his perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, which that is so interesting too.
Is that not common?
Well, like, no, it is common.
To switch through people's point of view.
People's point of view. Like only a few books have I read where it's like solely the male perspective, but which I think it's just like, it's very interesting to read like, a male perspective in this way.
Well, and also because I have this theory about like hetero relations. I know I really am who you think I am. I have this theory about like hetero relationships. So I think about this a lot with like women and sexuality and desire. And so much of being a woman, like in hetero terms is like, being desired, which is not an active thing that you can do. It's like you cannot be desired. That's not like something that I as a person can stand around and like
control.
Be desired. Yeah, I have no control over that. You know, and it's like just like trying to put yourself in the most desirable circumstances or position or whatever. You're like, yes, okay. You're like posing, like whatever, but you cannot control someone else's desire. And yet like so much of the dynamic, so much of the dynamics tends to be like women just like trying to be desired. Like we're not really given a lot of agency in that way. And so in a way, like telling it from his perspective, like gives us a way to kind of feel what like the thing that we're like standing around like waiting for.
Exactly. And that's what's so like, that's what I love about it. Should I read it?
Yeah, read it.
Okay. So they're out. They're standing.
Should I read it?
Should I read it?
Do you want me to read it?
I'll read it.
I'll read it.
Okay. So
do you want me to read it?
Do you want to read it?
No, read it.
Okay. So they're standing outside. Spent a lovely day in Venice.
Yeah.
And boy, do they have the hots for each other. They're standing in front of her hotel room and just staring at each other. And, Reed swallowed. Go inside, Annika. Being a gentleman sucked. Hurt filled her eyes, but she straightened her back. What if I don't want to? She whispered. An unusual tightening caught hold of his gut. Then I won't be responsible for what happens. I'm willing to take a chance. A decent man would recognize her vulnerability and walk away. He wanted to, except no one had ever accused him of being decent. He couldn't imagine leaving when he'd thought of little else but sleeping with her for the past few days. Sweet, sweet Annika. That's what he thought of her, in her pastel colors and sleek ponytails. What would she look like naked, her golden brown body bared in its entirety for his hungry gaze, with her long hair mussed and spilling across her shoulders in unruly disarray, with her lips swollen from his kisses, even as they offered him more sensual bliss. You sure about that? Reed asked. Crushing tension built in his groin. Yes. 3 letters. And among the most powerful words in the English language.
And that's consent, people.
That's consent, people.
And that's consent. Like, that's beautiful. He's like, are you sure? And she's like, yes. Boom. You're in.
Do you know how sexy that is? Like, I'm just like, consent is sexy, people.
It is. You know what is it's true. Like, that is that's like a really apt thing, that idea of like, saying yes is the most fun thing to do in like a sexual situation. Like saying yes is so fun. And so if you give people opportunities to say yes, like that's where it's at, people.
Oh my God, that's so true. Give people opportunities to say yes.
Yeah.
And if they say no, don't be a dick.
Exactly.
Like, don't be terrible. But like, that's
like,
so true.
Yeah, just saying yes is like nothing but great. I slept with a Canadian guy one time, and it was like, he was so into consent. It was the hottest thing ever.
Right?
It was very hot to be able to say yes over and over again. Like to answer every question with a yes was like very fun and very
Canadians.
hot. Yeah, I know. I was like, how polite. Yeah, it was very hot. Yeah, I felt like this book, it was like a rom-com, you know, like a lot of the details were insufferably mundane.
Yes.
The fact that they used to work in the dining hall together at college, they brought that up so many times, which is like the least sexy image ever is these 2 teens in hairnets giving people trays of food. That is like not a hot way to have known each other.
No.
Or like all the details. Also there's like, it's like, there's that scene right at the beginning of the book where she comes into the office, and it's like straight up rom-com scene where she comes into the office, and then like her little confidant at the office is like, diddly diddly dee, you know? And then she's like, I got you some coffee. And she's like, thanks, you're the best girl. Hey, FYI, here's what's up with the boss. And she's like, oh my gosh, wow. Okay, what would I do without you? Oh, never see you again for the rest of the book. Goodbye. Like literally there was like 2 pages with her like best friend
and they
work.
were eating pastries and black coffee.
Yes, that was like the big thing. And then I'm also like, talk to your friends about this stuff that is going on. She did not talk to her friends at all. She just really suffered alone.
She was alone. Yeah. I mean, she had Ronnie, her cousin, which, okay. Yeah. But yes, I love books where there's like like when the characters have friends, especially the female characters. Yeah. And they have like good girlfriends. Like it shows good friendships.
They like built up this whole thing about their like fun little ritual, and then we just never see it again.
Yeah. The book was short. Like it was a short. It was very short. Book.
Yeah.
So I think if it were longer, maybe there would have been like more room to like look at her life more. But about the rom-com thing, I was just thinking of her boss, who is like, you know, like your stereotypical 80s female CEO of like, I have no children. I'm child free, you know.
Yes, by choice.
By choice.
Yeah. Well, and it was really interesting. Again, the amount of mundane details where they were like, and then it was a call from the other client. They were not happy with their countertops.
Yeah.
They had not been happy with their countertops for a while. She hoped that they would be happy with their countertops finally. Oh, she thought about it. Luckily, they were happy and she didn't have to worry about it.
I mean, what a great use of space.
It's like, what is going on here?
It's a great use of space. Yes. What did you think of Reed's character? Reed, sexy man, Stewart.
Now, Reed was... here's some things that I thought were interesting about Reed. His whole storyline about the kid and everything. So here's the deal. Reed has a kid with a woman who wasn't Annika, but could never, like all the women could never be Annika.
Sure, yeah.
And the mom was raising it. He was not really in the kid's life. And then she died. And he was like, surprise, I'm going to raise the kid now, which on its face is incredibly bogus.
I mean, yes.
Like if she had been, if the daughter, what was her name? The kid?
Brielle?
Brielle, yeah.
Is that, I hope I'm
yeah,
saying
no,
it
it's
right.
Brielle. That's what I would
Okay.
imagine.
Yeah.
Brielle. Brielle had been being raised in Dallas around her mom's whole family, like by her mom, with her grandparents and all of her cousins. And Reed is like, oh, psych, we're moving to Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm your dad. I'm the sole caregiver. That just, I mean, I understand the grandparents being
Oh my God.
annoyed by that and frustrated and missing her. And, he hadn't done anything to prove that he could be great yet, you know?
Absolutely. And I think he wasn't there. I don't know. Like, it's like the idea of like disrupting a kid's schedule. Do you know what I mean? You know how people are like, oh, I don't want to disrupt their schedule. And like,
but I mean, kids are adaptable. I do think that we treat them a little too preciously. I mean, treating kids like they're so precious.
Yeah,
no, but
on. They're expendable. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, they're beautiful.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful. They're miracles. Congratulations. Yeah. Yes, they're great. Kids are. I love children. But
no, they're great.
But like, I thought that was such a wild. It was like a wildly neat storyline too. I know you asked me what I thought about Reed, but I think the idea of Brielle, the tantrums being caused by the grandparents planting seeds of doubt, it's just so much more likely that she just like, when she talked to her grandparents, she remembered that she missed them.
Yeah.
Then like the grandparents were like, now you need to act up for your dad so that he'll send you back to Dallas. It's like, what?
Yeah. I know, that was like so like in this book, like the kid is allowed to be a shitty kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like kids have tantrums and it sucks. And like she can just have a tantrum because she like moved to a new city.
They needed to explain it away.
But they needed to like make her look so innocent and like not be just a kid, you know?
Yes. And also Reed is very bland. I mean, there's nothing about him. The only thing we know about him is that he loves Annika and that he only loves Annika and that he's like blind when all the neighborhood moms are trying to get with him. Like he's a very two-dimensional character. He didn't have a lot going on.
Yeah. I mean, great dad. Look, dads are sexy.
Yeah. And it was like very sexy that he's like a, trying to be a good person.
Yeah.
But like,
and like doing his daughter's hair, like super sexy. I did think like he came around like he sees Annika again once or twice and he's like, I'm like right away. He's like, I'm back. I'm in love with you.
Yes.
He hasn't committed once, either to her, because like in Venice they saw each other and she was like, hey, let's stay in touch, and he's like, no, and he runs away because he's scared. So, and he has done that with every other relationship that he's been in. He sees Annika again and right away is like, oh, I want to be with you, blah blah blah. In the real world, I'd still be like, I don't trust you mean that.
Well, and that's her whole thing. She keeps saying that she doesn't trust that he means that, which I do see that happening. But he doesn't ever really kind of get down with why. We never, I
Yes,
guess what, because
exactly.
his mom had died, and so
His
he had a
mom-
lot of separation stuff.
And then his dad wasn't a great dad following
Yeah.
the passing of his mom. But there was no reason why, like, sometimes I just need, like, I wanted him to have, like, an impetus as to why seeing Annika right now, at that very moment, where he suddenly is like, okay, I'm ready to settle down. Like, what was it? Like, what did you experience? You know, that made you need that. Like, do you wake up lonely in the middle of that? You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff, which we like don't see. We just see a hot guy is like, I'm ready to fall in love. Not that that's not wrong. I mean, or bad. I would love a hot guy to look at me and be like, yep, here I am.
I'm ready to fall in love.
I'm ready. I'm ready for this unexpected love. But,
Number 6.
Yeah. The sixth book in Unexpected Love. But yes, that was kind of like my criticism.
Yeah, I didn't know a lot about Reed. Honestly, I didn't know a ton about Annika. I mean, I knew a little bit.
Yeah.
It really did feel like a rom-com with just like a couple extra sex scenes in it, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It had a very... Well, and I thought at some point, like, maybe something's going to fall through with her job, but no. Like,
it all works out.
It all works out. Everything just works out.
Yeah.
There wasn't a ton of the big conflict is that she can't have children.
Yeah, and she's like, it's her keeping this secret. Yes, you're right. There wasn't a ton of conflict. Like, that's why it felt so short to me. It was like, well, you can't just like be having like
and
a whole book of happiness.
He's like, I love you. Meet my family. Let's do this. Like, yeah, there wasn't a ton going on.
Yeah.
For these people, and it made me wonder. Like, I'm like, I feel like. I think for a romance novel for me that I think I would like it if everybody like had a job or something. Not a job. Do you know what I mean? But like, if it I don't know. Or like there are like time period ones, right?
Oh yeah.
And so like farmers and there's a lot of Amish ones, aren't there?
There are Amish ones.
Have you read any of the Amish ones?
So I didn't read a traditional Amish one, but I read this one Amish book. I reviewed it on the show. It was so good. It was 2 Amish guys fall in love with each other and they escape. And it was like if like, oh God, what's the movie with Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger?
Oh, Brokeback Mountain.
It's like
Brokeback Mountain. How dare me? How dare me do that? How dare I?
The book was like if Brokeback Mountain or Brokeback
you
Martin.
You mean Brokeback Martin.
The book is like if it worked out. Like if Brokeback Mountain had a happy ending, like that was this book. But obviously it's not Amish romance because like Amish romance is like intended for, people who like want to uphold,
What is the Amish romance genre? Is it chaste? Is it?
Oh, it's very chaste. Because you know how there's like bodice rippers? They call it bonnet rippers.
Yeah. But isn't a bodice ripper? People are like really.
It's like, rah.
Yeah, they're tearing each other's clothes off.
I think in bonnet rippers is.
They're just gently untying the bonnet and
not even
caressing
their
face.
Maybe there's a face caress after the wedding.
I can't with that. That's a no. For me. That is why I read the first Twilight book. And I was like, oh, I've already yearned. I was a teenager already. Like I have spent. I think I read the first 2. Yeah. And then I was like, I will not have Lady Blue Balls for this entire series. Like, this is not happening to me. And I asked my roommate, was like, you have to read the 3rd one. It's really good. It's the best one. And I was like, do they have sex in it? And she said, no. I was like, I will not read it. And I never read it. And then I found out that they do eventually have sex and she gets pregnant immediately and has like a demon baby and he has to give her a vampire cesarean.
Yeah. Their sex was, okay, here's the thing. I read all the Twilight books. Loved them. But again, major case of Lady Blue Balls. In the 4th book, they have sex. And it's just this like really like vampire sex. Vampire sex, I think, is like so weird because like in a lot of books, it's like the best sex a woman will ever have. Yeah. And then she'll pass out. And then she'll wake up and be like, what just happened? Do you know what I mean? And it's like uncomfortable. And like in Twilight, like Robert Pattinson was his name, Edward, kept being like, we can't have sex. I'm going to hurt you. I'll lose control. And like, oh, that is so weird to me.
Yeah. Although that is really hot to think that someone like desires you so much that he is going to lose control.
Yes, I guess. I find it like scary. like a monster will be like.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds horrible. That doesn't sound good.
And so, so it happens where like she wakes up the next day and she's like bruises on her and she doesn't remember. Like, I mean, I know.
She doesn't remember?
I think that's what it was. This was like literally 12 years ago when I read this. But that's how I read it, was that she woke up and was like, I mean, look, it happens to the best of us. We're like, oh, where did that fun thing come from? But it was like, I guess I didn't read it that way, because it was this girl who like lost her virginity and was like, where did these things come from?
I'm sure there's so many sexy vampire books, right?
Oh my God, yes.
They're okay.
And good sexy vampire. And, you know, books were
I think
there's biting.
I think the
hot.
sexy witch book. The sexy witch book is pretty good, but it's not like explicit, but it's very hot. It's like I would say it has like erotic undertones, but they're not overtones.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's literally, if you know how like when people
I want to
like,
watch that show too. They made a show out of it on Stars.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the free trial so I can binge it.
Oh, can you let me know how it is? Because I have yet
my
to
friends
get
who read the books also told me, and two of them have watched it and said it's incredible.
Yeah, okay,
and like
good.
well done, and that's good. And also the guy that they have playing the vampire guy is apparently quite hot. So
great. Yes. What more can you want in a show?
I know, just like a bookish lead. It's like she's just like a bookish professor who discovers she's a witch and that a vampire is in love with her. I mean, it's really it's so strange how silly that sounds and how absolutely spot on it is as far as just like my personal desires and maybe probably many women's desires are like fall right into that.
Well, there's something hot about having, so like I said in Twilight, it made me feel uncomfortable, but like in other books where it's like, it's consensual, we know what we're getting into, we're adult, you know, whatever.
Yeah. One person isn't 200 and the other one is 16 or whatever.
Exactly. It's like, it's also like not like preaching to me about sex before marriage. And so there is like something so hot about like having sex with someone who, and you're like teetering on the edge of dying. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like, because like a vampire could kill you. You know what I mean?
Yes. There's something. I mean, danger is hot.
Yeah. There's like a danger to it.
I also think for me personally, it's the obsession. It's the idea that somebody that like you are all they can think about.
Yeah.
Like that you have consumed their thoughts. That there is no one else that could compare. And that's why I couldn't do polyamory, I think.
Oh, God.
Because I need to be a real special snowflake. I need to be.
I get it. Yeah. No, I 100%.
Yeah, that does not work for me.
And I mean, I know. Who am I to say? Maybe it could change tomorrow. But yes, I'm the same way. Oh, and with the vampire thing, like piggybacking on that, because you know how like vampires are like, I can't be with you, like I'm a monster, like I can't stop thinking about you. Like the vampire for like 1,000 years, however long they've been vampires, have been avoiding everyone, but they can't avoid you.
Yeah. Well, I remember that thing about Twilight that I thought was so like hot was like her blood like sings to him. Yeah. And it's like, and he wants to be near her, but he like can't control. I mean, like that's very hot. Like,
oh, sure.
And that was why I was like, oh my God, this is like awakened like a teenage yearning inside of me.
Oh,
and I am past it. Like I don't need it. Like I don't need to sit around and yearn all day. I've been in high school. I've been writing poems. I've been writing notes I was never going to send. Okay. I've been staring at pictures. Yeah. I have done it. I have wasted many hours of my life yearning.
It's not a waste.
I would say 25% of my life in high school was dedicated solely to yearning. I yearned a lot. And so I don't need to like read another book that makes me feel that way.
Sometimes,
especially if they're not going to like culminate it in a way that's going to make me happy.
Like when I was reading Twilight, I would just be like, in my head, be like, if I were writing this book, like this is where they would have sex. And then I would just like keep reading the next thing and like, yep, they would fuck here. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it'd be nice to, you know, I mean, because it was 50 Shades of Grey fan fiction, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how that goes because I haven't read the 50 Shades books. Yeah. Is there like a 1-to-1 on there? Can you see who's who?
I think, the only thing that I wanted to write a sketch about this like years ago, but like, you know, in
when
Twilight,
it was pertinent. I know we're having a conversation from like a decade ago. And I'm new to everything about it too.
But there's like two moments, both in the Twilight and in 50 Shades, where it's like after a night of loving, like the woman comes downstairs like wearing like a blanket or his shirt, and she comes downstairs and he's like playing on the piano with his shirt off. Like both those books have that, and that was the only thing I remember that like kind of like reminded me of Twilight, because I didn't remember Twilight.
Is there
when I read
like a Jacob in
there is
50 Shades? There's like another guy who's vying for her interest.
Well, like not as much as Jacob. Okay, so I read the first one, he's not in it at all, and then I just saw the second two movies, and there is just like, and the first movie, but like there is this guy who like it's so like in the movie, so I don't know in the other two books, but it's just like he's just like the antagonist. He'll be the antagonist. Do you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like there wasn't a triangle. There wasn't like a significant triangle. Okay. Yeah, no one was team whatever. I mean, I was team get out of there, but like, you know, but there was no like team Edward versus team Jacob.
Team respect yourself.
Yeah.
Were you team Edward or were you team Jacob?
I was team both.
Yeah,
no, I was team Edward.
Yeah,
I think
I was too.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly. I just think vampires are hotter than werewolves. I think is what it comes down to.
I think like it just is like, okay, I'm so sorry to all the werewolves out there, but like the idea of like you're just like living your life, you have your partner, you're loving each other, and then just like every so often, like the human you're with will not be human for a while. Like it bothers me, and I know that's such a bad thing to say. Again, I apologize.
No, I don't think
I want consistency with life forms, and
that makes sense. That is a thing I had never thought about as a reason, but that makes sense to me. I guess I'm trying to think of like vampire. To me, I just think like the vampire mystique and aesthetic is hotter than the werewolf mystique and aesthetic.
Yeah. I mean, whenever I see like, for example, like Buffy or, you know, another like TV show like that, I'm always team whoever she falls in love with first.
Yeah.
Like I'm never like, people are like, are you team?
Like, you're going to be Angel, not Spike.
I mean, there was a while where I was like team both. Get
obviously,
both of them.
and also team both, double team. Who cares?
Who cares? Team all three.
Make it happen.
Bring Willow in there. Who
I'm
cares?
sure that there's there's got to be some like wild Buffy fan fiction out there.
Oh yeah. I mean, there is like, God, I'm really gonna make myself a nerd. Speaking of the Wizard app, but I have read the comic books, and Buffy does have a sex dream where Angel and Spike get it on, and it's like super hot.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, nice. But then it was just like a dream. I wish it could have been for real.
And meanwhile, Annika and Reed are just having sex in their beds in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And like trying to have children. Like that's another thing that made this so wholesome was like the idea of just like, and he wants a family and he's such a like, it was quite a wholesome, this was a wholesome romance novel. For sure.
It was very like sweet and tame. And another thing is, you know how like, it's weird when you're like dating someone and you're, you know, going to weddings together, and it's like in the beginning, and he's like, well, I'd like 2 more boys, and you're just like, what the, like, like, you know, fertility issues or not, it's just like, what the fuck is that such a crazy thing to say?
I had you know about this, right? I had someone remember the kind of person that I dated that I like eyes wide open made a mistake. I was like, I know that this person is pretty unhinged, but I'm going to make
We've been there.
Yeah. Well, and also I think that I made a mistake because my mistake was that I slept with him, and it was like so amazing that I was like, I can hang on to this for a little longer.
Yes,
even though,
yes.
I mean, like I really let that one, I mean, on our first date, he literally said to me, so do you want kids?
Oh my God.
And I mean, I get it though. I mean, when you're dating, he was 41 or 42.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was 36, I think, at the time. And I was like, and like the truth about me is I don't want to birth children. I love children. I am very down to stepmom. I would love to adopt children. I'd love to foster some kids. But like the idea of being pregnant, the act of being pregnant doesn't appeal to me personally. It's just not important to me. And so I figure probably no.
Right.
And I told him that. I'm like, I'm not really interested in the idea of being pregnant, but I am, like I'm open to raising children. Like that's kind of where I stand. And he was like, oh yeah, well, my last girlfriend and I broke up because she didn't want to have kids, but I really like you. So let's keep going. Like on our first date. Yeah. And then he spent the rest of our relationship trying to convince me that I wanted children. Wow. And I mean, aggressively trying to convince me. Like he would just bring it up, and he also told me he loved me on our first date. I mean, there was so many it's okay. It was okay. It was a huge. He's the one who made me that song. Yeah. I don't know if
I remember.
Yeah, I'm like not a link in the show notes moment, but boy,
we'll link to the song.
But yes, it was just like that. There were so many. So to me, I think it's okay to have like an honest conversation. Like, I think too for like a lot of women, kind of toward the end of their childbearing years, dare I say it, it can be important to have that conversation up front to be like, oh hi, just so you know, I am looking to have children.
Of course.
Like, I think that it's okay to be honest about that. But like, they really treat it, it is so normative in this book that like everyone wants to have kids. Everybody should have kids. Everybody does have kids.
Yeah.
Like,
and that is a thing that I feel like, and I could be wrong, so many readers out there can prove me wrong. I just feel like you don't see that in romance novels of like a couple, except for, the couple and her boss in this book, who's just a side character, like a couple falling in love, and then they choose that like to be child free. You never see that. And like, I would love to see something like that isn't just like the cookie cutter happily ever after.
Yeah, I'd love to see a book where it's just like two, double income, no kids, a couple, fucking
just
their way across Europe.
Yeah,
like,
just traveling.
That sounds like a fun one.
Just like talking about putting together a compost thing and then composting their love.
Whoa, are you compost my love?
Yeah.
Are you?
I'm really interested in composting.
Gosh, I'm just like, man, compost my love. Are you writing my future?
Yes, I am. Guys, check the show notes.
Yeah.
Well, did you have a part that you wanted to read?
Well, yeah,
aloud?
We
covered it.
What I want you to know is that the popular highlights on Kindle are pretty interesting. And one of them is baffling to me.
Okay. Let's read it.
So
let's hear it.
This has been highlighted by 10 people.
Okay.
That's a lot. That's one of the most highlighted of all of, the other ones have 7, 9, 11. There's one that has 11. 4, 10, 10, 5. Like, this is high. This is a lot of highlighters for this passage.
It's a high highlight. Okay.
Yes. 10 people highlighted the phrase, "We wash the strawberries with vinegar and water so they last longer."
I'm not going to lie. That's really funny because I like highlighted.
Did you highlight that because it's like a life tip?
No, I highlighted it. Here's why I highlighted it. First of all, I think people probably highlighted it because it was a life tip. I highlighted it because I thought it was really fun. It makes me laugh when kids say like really mundane things and like get really excited about it. So I was like, oh, that's cute. I didn't like highlight it, but I just remembered that line very vividly.
I am so baffled by why this is so highlighted.
It's like a good tip. I saw it on like a BuzzFeed tasty. Yeah.
So what is it? Water and vinegar? You wash the strawberries with water and vinegar so that they last longer.
Yeah, they don't go bad.
Okay. You know what? That's on me.
No, it's a weird thing to highlight. It's funny that someone's like, oh, I'm going to highlight this in this book to remember it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I highlighted a thing and now I'm like,
take your time.
Trying to remember where it is. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
This is just back before we had talked all about the fertility and stuff, but she's having a conversation with her brother. And then she says, you know what the problem is? He's our age and he has a daughter who wants a little brother. She's a precious little girl with a big smile who likes to hold hands and cuddle and ask way too many questions. She laughed shakily and stared at her hands. He wants more kids. 2 more, he said. Annika bit her lip. Ronnie flung an arm around Annika's neck, and Annika rested her head on her shoulder. One thing she couldn't complain about was lack of support. Her mother's brothers and Ronnie had all been supportive and never treated her differently because of her medical situation. What? Why would people treat you differently because you don't have, that is like crazy to me.
It's like it's stigmatizing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and to me, it's like that thing that you were saying where it's like by saying they didn't treat her different, it's like, wow, good for them that they didn't treat her differently.
That means you're saying that the status quo is that you should be treated differently.
Yeah, they managed to not treat you like a pariah. Like, that's crazy to me.
Good on you for showing the common decency, like A+ family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That to me really like stuck out. I was like, oh my gosh.
Good.
And all these people thinking that she's so broken. I'm just like, I don't know.
Like, you need to define what broken means.
But I also do think that I have a different perspective because I do not have the desire to be pregnant.
Right. Yeah.
And part of that could be, this was a thing that I really went through when I was dating that guy who like really wanted me to want to have kids. Was I was really asking myself, like, is there something wrong with me that I don't want this? Like, I really felt a lot of shame. And not shame, but I really, like, went through a lot of, like, an emotional journey where I was, like, saying to myself, you know, is the reason I don't want kids because I just don't think I can have them? You know, like, because I feel like it's too late for me or, like, whatever. And you know, I don't think that that's the truth. I think many people know deep down that they want to be mothers.
Yeah.
And I like I said, I'm very down to raise kids. If you're listening to this, there's no straight man who is listening to this that isn't your dad, apparently. But, you know, link in the show notes to my bio.
I mean, yes, I like hear what you're saying. I like totally agree. And then also it's just
so
like,
for me, the fact that I haven't had that feeling, maybe I'm being like more blasé about it than many people would be.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I kind of like sympathize of like, it's hard to not have the same functioning body that people expect you to have. Like, there is a shame, and it is like something that like you need to bring up when you like enter an intimate relationship. How are you going to bring it up? Like, when are you going to bring it up? Like, it's tough to navigate that. And like, just again, what was I saying? Like, just like, again, like the default of like saying that you like saying just having this blanket term of being broken, like what does broken mean? And like it really does, it's such a like a very like it's just a terrible word to call someone who like whose body isn't able to do what like a woman's body is supposed to do, like in a textbook, you know.
Yeah, I don't know though. I totally understand that, but it is just like, you know, like for me, I'm like, well, it's not that big of a deal.
I know,
but I really do understand. I mean, like I have empathy for it, but it is hard for me to have like sympathy for it.
Absolutely, yeah.
In that way,
just the way it's treated, it's hard to be sympathetic. Yeah.
Well, and I just mean like I can empathize and like try to understand how someone would feel in that situation, but like, I don't personally have those feelings about people who do not have reproductive function.
Of course.
Like
I
don't look at someone as broken, and maybe I would feel differently though if it was me, and I'm sure I would feel differently if I wanted to have children. Like I think that would really change my thoughts. I think also one of the weirder things about this book is he cops to the fact that he's like, after dating Annika, he only has dated Black women. He said, like, I think that that's a highlight in here where it's basically like, but it wasn't, and it's like he had only dated Black women and then realized it wasn't just the race that was important. Yeah. It was her personality that he had missed. And I'm like, God.
Like, you mean the person you missed?
Like, exactly. Like, that's so weird. It's like, you know, I only date like tall guys with brown hair or whatever, you know, and it's like, it turns out they're not all exactly the same. They're not going to give me the exact same thing. It's like, of course, thinking about Layla made him think about Annika. Almost every woman he'd been with since Annika had been black, as if he'd tried to recreate the same passion and intensity they'd shared. Yet none of them had been right. None of those relationships had lasted. Picking women of the same race or appearance couldn't duplicate what they'd had. What made him and Annika work was her personality, and none of those women were her, the person she was inside.
Oh, my God. Well, it's like, yeah, no day.
Yeah. Hi.
No shit.
Yeah.
Reed.
Come on, Reed. It took you how many women to figure that out?
Yeah, real dumb.
What a ding dong.
Okay, so do you have any final thoughts? And do you want to give it a rating? You can rate it based on how much you enjoyed reading it. A through F.
Okay.
Feel free to give a saucy adjective.
Ooh.
Before.
Well, the thing is, this wasn't a very saucy book.
It wasn't. So, I mean, I guess, like, mine would be like a heartwarming B. So, yes, not saucy. I mean, if it were a different book, I'd be like, yeah, saucy. But this is like...
Let's sauce it up.
There's not enough sauce to feel spicy, to feel any spice.
Yeah, I guess I give this as a heteronormative C.
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
that's
it's a pretty like functional story.
Functional, it's such a right. It's like such the right word for it.
I wasn't like. Just nothing took me by surprise in it. You know what I mean?
There wasn't anything unexpected.
Yeah, there was not unexpected love in this Love Unexpected novel.
Yeah.
You know, I'm open to. I'll come back and do a vampire book if you want me to someday.
Oh my God. Yes, of course.
The answer is yes.
Listen, I have an assignment for you. Yeah.
Or maybe I'll just like reach out and be like, "What am I missing?" You know?
Absolutely.
What am I missing out on? Mm-hmm. That's so funny. Well, because I mean, the difference between romance and erotica, like, is what? I mean, erotica, I guess, tends to be probably shorter stories. You know?
Yeah, erotica is like sex focused, sex based, not a lot of story, and then romance is like story based with sex, but there's like erotic romance. You know what I mean? Like there can be like romances where it's like sex tells the story, you know, but then there's like, but erotica, I just think like the story like really doesn't matter.
The
like,
story doesn't matter. We're just here to get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm intrigued. I mean, is this under an imprint? Is this?
It might be.
Let's see.
Can I recommend a book for you that I think you'll really love?
Yeah, sure.
It's called Rafe. RAFE.
Okay. I was like, you slow down. Okay. What is it called? Rafe. Okay.
Rafe. It's by, I reviewed it on the show. It's by Rebecca Weatherspoon. And it is takes place in Los Angeles, and Rebecca lives out here, so it gets Los Angeles right. But it's about a doctor who has 2 twin daughters. She's like the youngest surgeon at like, you know, Cedars-Sinai, like hot, like amazing. She needs a nanny, and she hires this guy, Rafe, who is hot. Male,
Manny,
Manny, and everything about it, like the consent is perfect, the sex is perfect, like I mean, like perfectly written. Yeah. It is so written for like
the female gaze. It's like Magic Mike XXL.
Exactly. It's like
which is the most female gaze movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
This book is like insanely female gazy, and it's just fun and funny, and like I just great. What
are those books? The ones that the TV show was based off of. It's set in New Orleans, and they're vampire ones. True Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like True Blood books. They're not called True Blood. I think they're called something else.
It's like the Stackhouse series.
Yeah, the Sookie Stackhouse
series.
And those are written by a woman, and they're like all sorts of like supernatural sex people or whatever. I didn't read those, but all my friends who read the like kind of like fantasy smut novels, they'll like, you know, they'll tell me what's what. So I could probably hop into one of those books too.
I mean, Rafe is good. But if you wanted a vampire thing, it
doesn't have to be vampire.
I think you would love Rafe.
I'm going to check out Rafe.
Kristen.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being a guest.
Thank you for having me. This was very fun.
Don't forget to follow Too Stupid to Live on Twitter and Instagram at TSTL Podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great rest of your day.